Oh lord. 30 FPS. It's gonna take some time for me to get used to this again. For context, I just beat Skyward Sword HD an hour ago, and that game runs smooth like butter compared to this. Wow, I totally underestimated just how smooth Skyward Sword truly looks on the Switch now. It's quite something. Man, it feels so alien going back to this frame right now, but I'll get used to it eventually. Greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Previously, we finished up the city in the sky and obtained the third and final shard for the Mirror of Twilight by defeating Argarok, the Twilight Dragon. And we also collected some other stuff in the land of Hyrule, which didn't take too much time before planting our butts back at the Mirror Chamber, residing in the Gerudo Desert. Today, we're gonna head to this display to fix the Mirror of Twilight and see what happens next. Some call our realm a world of shadows, but that makes it sound unpleasant. The twilight there holds a serene beauty. You have seen it for yourself as the sun sets on this world. Bathed in that light, all people were pure and gentle. But things changed once that foul power pervaded our world. It was all our doing. We overestimated our abilities as sages and attempted to put an end to Ganondorf's evil magic. I hope you can find it in yourself to forgive our carelessness. Oh, Twilight Princess. What? So, you knew? As a ruler who fluttered people, I'm hardly qualified to forgive you. In our world, we've long believed that the hero would appear as a divine beast. That's why when I found you, I thought I could use you, Lake. And I only cared about returning our world to normal. I didn't care what happened to the world of light. Not at all. But after witnessing the selfless lengths that Princess Zelda and you have gone to, your sacrifices, I now know, in the bottom of my heart, that I must save this world too. There is no other way. If we can just defeat Zant, the curse on me will dissolve, and we may be able to revive Zelda. Let's go, Lake. For Zelda. For all of this world. And now we know the true identity of the titular character of the game. Turned out to be Midna herself, not Zelda, as she tried to fool us way back at the beginning of the game when she was trying to use us. Once again, that's just a small bit of character development that just shows how great Midna is and how much she has grown and changed since we did first see her. Obviously, she wasn't nice to us before, but after the events of the game have taken place up until now, it's nice to see that she's come around to want to save the world of light, our world too, not just her own. So let's head on up to the staircase and enter Midna's world, the one that she calls home. Welcome to our next dungeon. So soon after the city in the sky, the Palace of Twilight. Um, listen, Lake, can I ask one last selfish favor? Regardless of what my reasons may have been, I once abandoned this world. I left behind the Twilight, those who had followed me, who considered me their ruler. Even now, as they remain here, suffering, they believe that help will come from this world. But if they were to see that the only help for them was a hideous little imp, don't you think they'd feel let down? It's only for a little bit longer. Do you mind if I continue to hide as your shadow while you're in human form? I'm sorry. And there's remorse. Another layer added to Midna's character. Man, she's just so good. There's so much she has going for her. I love her so much. And just when you think we've seen everything about her, there's a little bit more the game tosses our way that does show there's more depth to her character. Wait, this guy isn't an enemy, Lake. They might look different, but they're inhabitants of this world. They're my people. Zant. How could he? Yes, so this is very similar to the shadow beasts we've been seeing back in our world, but we can see that these are actually quite harmless. I mean, you could try bashing their heads in like before. They just bounce off though. And they're not even flinched at all. So don't think of these guys as the enemy, not this time. There are some good Twilight left in the world of Twilight. And you can see who is the harmless ones by the markings on their chests. So let's over to the west corridor first, because I'm pretty sure this is where our adventure is gonna start before getting through this place. Ah man, it's gonna be so weird how to adjust to a drifting control stick again, because coming off a Skyward Sword when I have little to no problems with the Joy-Cons at all. It just sucks I have to go back to a faulty C-stick again. That's something I gotta contend with for the rest of the game too. Because there's no way I want to get this replaced when we're this far into the series now. So here's some Twilight Bomba Serpent. We're gonna be seeing some enemies we saw from the Twilight Realm so long ago over in this dungeon now. Probably goes without saying, but that is what you can expect with the enemy variety. Thankfully, these guys are just as weak as before, so even if we didn't have our Master Sword, they still would not have been a threat to us. He says he's trying to struggle his way out of that Serpent's grip. But we do have a new enemy over here. That is a Zen Mask. It'll try to fire projectiles at you. But if you get close enough to it, you can slice it down. Might teleport away though. Ah, there it is. It is teleported back in the same place. That guy was so smart. We already got a chest spawned by our victory over that mask. Come on, like, again with this faulty C-stick. This ever-drifting C-stick, or control stick rather. It's just gonna be the death of me at this point. But I'm committed to finishing this game. All handicaps and disadvantages aside, I'm still gonna get through it. Don't hold it down. Again, I kinda use how Skyward Sword was playing, considering I just beat that game practically an hour ago, like I mentioned before. Although there is a mistake I did make. When I was talking about the claw shots back in the last dungeon. In Skyward Sword, you can't grab objects like rupees or pickups or hearts with this item in that game. You can only do that in Twilight Princess. For some reason, they changed it for Skyward Sword. And that's not just an HD thing, that was back in the original too. I just forgot about that because it's been like 5 years before I even touched Skyward Sword in any capacity before the HD remake came out. So we see there's a bunch of this fog here, but there's a Zen Mask we have to contend with. Unfortunately, going into this fog changes back to beast form. This black fog is made of shadow crystals created by Zen. They blot out light. He's responsible for stealing the light from the spirits and turning your world into twilight. But he's not all-powerful. We're prepared too. I can return you to your normal state whenever you need me, so don't worry, okay? I'm not worried at all, Midna. I know you become a reliable ally up until this point, so it's not like I'm gonna doubt you now. Besides, you got as much at risk here in this dungeon as we do now. So taking out that Zen Mask spawns another chest. The Japanese text in the original game. Oh, we got 2 chests spawned. Nice. The Japanese text in the Japanese version of the game mentioned that Midna said that the Hyruleans mistaken the Twilight Realm as the afterlife. I did have my suspicions about that for quite some time, but I didn't think that was actually made canon in some way. Here's the compass, so that's good, we got that off the bat. I did kind of think for a while that the Twilight Realm could act as like an afterlife as far as the Hyruleans were concerned. But I did think, like I said, that was actually made into the lore. So It's good to know that that little tidbit of mine is actually real to an extent. So strange enough, we get the compass before the dungeon map. So it may be handy, but without the map at all, that compass is kind of pointless for the time being. Hang on. Alright, I kind of lie about that. We do see the chests, but we... Oh god. I'm never getting used to this map in this game, am I? But we can see that's not the entire layout of this dungeon has been made available to us. We can see the chest placement, but not all the rooms are shown to us. That's why we need the dungeon map. Again, kind of weird coming off of Skyward Sword because you don't need compasses in that game since we do get the dungeon map in Skyward Sword. They reveal everything to you, even the chests outright. That's why there is no need for a compass in that game. But like with the frame rate, I'll adapt. I get used to change pretty quickly, as I mentioned before. So, it won't be that much of a hindrance to me for too long. All I have to do is just keep going further and further into this part of the palace. Oh, that thing. Ooh, that thing is gonna be something to deal with. Although I think, according to my notes, I'm looking at that now, we may have missed something back in the previous room. We'll get later. It's no big deal. But this, however, this is gonna be kinda annoying. Another brand new enemy has entered the battlefield. That, what we saw, is known as Phantom Zand. If you're familiar with Phantom Ganon in Ocarina of Time, it's kind of the same concept, but if you ask me, it's a lot more annoying. Because for one thing, this guy can warp, unlike Phantom Ganon. And he can spawn enemies too. Again, nothing to worry about when it comes to the mooks. Just focus on locating and attacking Zand. If you need to, it's probably best to transform into wolf form, since you can see this guy's just warping around all over the place. But when he tries to spawn enemies, that's probably your best chance to go on the attack. Ah! Stop right in front of me. Ah. Didn't react fast enough. I'll just wait for him to stop warping around like a coward. There he is. Got him. Yeah, I think I got him with the rolling slash too. A move we don't use too often in this game. Does have its benefits, but it's not really the best technique in the world. At least all of those guys disappear. That's why I think it's a Phantom Zand. There he is. Okay, I tried to go 2 for 2 with that rolling move. Didn't work out so well. Finish all those. And that left Phantom Zand open. And that might be the last we could do to this guy. Yep, it is. He is exploded into a bunch of black fog. So, not as annoying as I remembered him, but he can be a nuisance if you're not too careful. Just go around it. Smash his paws, I'll probably... Okay, they get rupees too. I didn't think it would just give rupees. I thought it would only be hearts. That shining sphere illuminates this world. It's called a soul. It's like the sun of your world, Link. The power of the soul is the source of life in this world. It is pure power. Ah, and as long as you have this, would you take this soul to the twilight of the entrance to this world? Please, Link. I mean, with something that glowy, I'd be a fool to ignore it. Ooh, Bloopy. Cool. So there's a kind of a catch to use the soul. Just pick it up like any other spherical object. Yes, I did use spherical. Big whoop. Want to fight about it? I'm a Drake and Josh fan. I'm not gonna hide that. That was a good show. But here's the twist. Not only that could dispel the fog, or at least move it out of the way, but that hand comes to life. That's otherwise known as Zan's hand. No. I thought those would stay in place. Oh, that hand's coming up to us. So think of this hand as like a wall master of sorts. Instead of grabbing you though, it's trying to go after the soul. So the best thing you could do is try to play a distance game with it. It's not totally impervious though to pain. You can't shoot it with an arrow. And I'll stun it for a while. If it gets too annoying for you, you can do that. Place that down. To try and stun it momentarily. Oh, it's coming. Nope, hold out the button. Good thing is, with the claw shot, you can get that soul back to you. Like with most items in this game. So you can't do that if you need to get that away from the soul, which trust me, you're gonna be doing that quite a bit in the early part of this dungeon. We gotta take this all the way back outside. So we're not out of the danger zone quite yet. We'll go back and get this chest after we deliver the soul back outside. Now more of these vermin come back to annoy us. We haven't seen those guys since like the sewers. That's how long it's been since we've seen any shadow vermin around. Okay. Gotta stun this. Okay, then I gotta make my way up very fast. I can't dilly-dally now. And then we'll get the soul. Yeah! Haha! Close but no cigar, Mr. Hand. You're gonna have to try and be faster if you want to get to me. Oh, those vermin, however, those could be quite the pest. I can deal with them very easily, though. Ah, who needs you? Screw you. All that matters is getting outside. You can hear in the audio that the music getting a little more, drastic. It's your cue that the hand does get closer to the soul. So that is your audio warning in case if you need to have like some sort of tell as to how close that— oh no you don't! Ah ha ha! Ah ha ha ha! You thought you'd get away? You thought you'd get that? Nice try! Okay, this one will do that. Oh, come on, ignore the enemies. Wait, can I do this? Hey, that works too! Alright, so it's not just the arrows that work, it's this too. As much as I use that soul to dispel the rest of that black fog, it's just not worth it. Cause if the sand head— oh, that's the worst place I could go into! Get that away. I wish I could run. I wish I could run. There we go. Nope. Get away. Back up. You are not allowed to get that. Wait, where the— yeah, there's so much going on. I'm just trying to stun this. Come on, stun it. Nope. Oh, it's got it. It's got it. You get back here. This is getting really annoying. Yeah! Oh, come on. Stupid case. Yeah, eat my shorts. Eat my shorts, all of you. I still got your soul. Eat my light dust. I'm out of here. Wow, that was quite the skirmish for the sphere. Who knew that the Twilight would actually want to be attracted to a light source like this? That was— man, they were not holding back. I was really worried I was gonna lose it there. But we can see that getting a soul near one of the Twilight residents changes them into an even less harmless state. It's not just this guy either. Still can't speak to him regardless. Now let me show this to the other innocent Twilight so we can see their forms. Like this guy over here. Oh, it dispels their forms completely. I thought it was just temporary. I figured if you moved far away from them, then they would go back into like their cursed form. Alright, cool. Let's try to find more of these guys just so we can cure everybody. Though they still do mode very weirdly. It's dangerous to take the soul any farther. Yeah, I know. I didn't think the game would actually warn you about that. Yeah, it's not gonna make you go any farther. Because I'm pretty sure those were Twilight cargo rocks that were over there. Yeah, no, buddy. I'm gonna play this out. Don't worry. Lake, there should be one more soul. If we can find that, it should lead to Zant. I don't know about you guys, but seeing these Twilight up close, I don't know, I think they look kind of cute in a way. I mean, when you take away their curse form, they don't look that harmful. That's just me. Maybe I'm the weird one. Maybe I'm the crazy one that thinks that they don't look that frightening. But it's not like these guys are being harmful to us at all. So, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Feature these are the believers that still believe that Midna will save them in the end. You know something? I'm not gonna risk losing the fairy here. So I'm willing to sacrifice one of these. Especially to how much of a struggle it was to get that first soul. Hopefully this next one won't take that much longer. Because I want to end this episode soon so it doesn't go on for too long. Unfortunately, that means we'll have to save that chest for later on. But I know there's at least one more chest here that we can get. Show the map. Let's see how to deal with this first. Do I think I was supposed to wait, wasn't I? Or maybe. Yeah, I thought so. It's a claw shot target up top. Let me shoot to that. And lower us down. Onto that platform. It's pretty easy once you know how to view your surroundings. Oh, I see another Zen Mask over there. But I'm pretty sure. Oh! I think I tried that last time too. Those guys cannot be hurt by your arrows. Well, my regular arrows, that is. I wonder how they're effective against my bomb arrows. Oh. Well, so much for that act of bravado. Okay, those guys made a fool out of me. So I guess the best I gotta do is defend myself. At least I can reflect their spheres back at them. It stuns them too. Take that, and some of these. Oh, don't jump off! Dang, drifting control stick. Gonna cost me way more headache than it should. Wasn't even the Zen Mask that was the reason that I fell off those platforms. It was my own faulty control stick again. It's just like all the odds are stacked against me, I swear. Didn't really care about damaging that guy. Just want to get that sphere away from me. The bad spherical object. Not all objects that are spherical are for good. So Drake and Josh probably lied to me in that regard. And while that guy spends the last few moments of his life wondering why he crossed me, I'll just casually get a purple rupee right beside him. No big deal. Just filled up my wallet. Like that guy had any other reason to live. He was trying to stop me, and he got what was coming to him. There's a small key. I did see another big chest over up top. I don't have to worry about any enemies going after me, so I can try to see if I can get these, or get that chest, rather. Well, chests, I should say, because I just saw one over there. I don't see any, claw shot targets I can latch onto. So maybe I'm not supposed to do that right now. But it is worth noting that those do exist. And I'm pretty sure that each of these corridors that we've been going through so far, they each hold a piece of heart. And there's only 2 pieces of heart that are left in the game at this point to collect it if you've been following along. So that's a little heads up there. If you've been wondering how we've been doing with that certain collectible. Ah, that's right. I just kind of went on autopilot for a second there, but I forgot these were shadow beasts that I had to fight. At least you use your senses to see through the fog. So they can't impair your vision for too long. If you could use that. There he is. Yeah, there he goes. Aha! Eat that. That is how the power of the Twilight can be used for good. Oh, that's another one over there. Alright, never mind. Almost shut me up very quickly. No big deal. Oh, that's 3 of them. It might be a big deal after all. It might be a bigger deal than I expected. Take that. And that. Yeah, that charge attack is doing huge wonders on these guys, though. You can take about like 2 shots if you charge it up a little bit. That's pretty dang good. A lot better than I thought it would be. Hey, what are you doing here? Get off! And stay off. There's one over there. I wonder if I can see far enough from the black fog. I can utilize my claw shot. Is it not possible? Or maybe I have to latch on to a lower target first, and then work my way up. Yep, that's how it's done. And there are multiple chests on the higher level in this room too. Like this one, for instance. Come on, Lake. Don't roll, Lake. I didn't want you to move that much. Thank you. I need you to be obedient with me for a little bit longer. We've come so far. You don't want everything to not matter in the end. I know that's not how the song goes. Trust me, I've listened to it a lot of times. I know it by heart. But you get what I mean. Okay, almost jump struck there by accident. That was my own fault. I pressed the A button one too many times. Hey, there's a stamp though. The Zen stamp. Very appropriate. Very appropriate. We're not done yet. There's quite a lot of loot in this area actually. About 2 more chests we can get here over here. Press the side item button. And that's the chest I believe that did spawn in from us kicking all the opposing Twilight's butts. Small key. Excellent. And now for the last one. Watch over there. If you're worried about missing these chests, if you didn't know about them before, don't worry. We will have a chance to come back into the corridors to get all the stuff that we did miss out on. And we got the dungeon map too, excellent! So it's very worthwhile for us scouring this specific room in this corridor. Oh, come on! Technicalities. Come on, game. That's a technicality. It's like the smidge of my heel was hitting that. And you're gonna count that as me transforming? Man, there's hitboxes, and then there's hitboxes with the letter S in front of them. That was the ladder. Let me tell you what. At least we got this key. I think you were probably encouraged to scour that room the way we did. Otherwise, you would not be able to find that small key. So there is an incentive for completely analyzing that room. By the way, that sand step we got, that was used to replace a purple rupee. So I almost let that slip up. And unfortunately, we have another Phantom set to worry about now. I'm pretty sure nothing's different, though. I'm pretty sure nothing's different. So don't worry about this guy too much. Just handle like you did with the first, and you should be fine. Right? And there he goes. Come on, get away from me! Back up! Get sliced too. Alright, if you're gonna do that, how about have a little gift? I said take a little gift. Oh, I think they're impervious to projectiles. Alright, then just go with the old Master Sword. I mean, that's the reason why we have it at all, right? To vanquish all kinds of evil. It is called the Blade of Evil's Bane. So what would be the point of, or not the point of using it, after we went through so much to acquire it in the first place? So a little tidbit about Zen's design. As we just kicked that Phantom Zen's butt, I thought it'd be a little bit tougher. That was a little faster than the first thing we took care of, actually. I was gonna say, a little note on Zen's design. It was made when the artist was on a business trip traveling via bullet train. He actually created Zen's design out of total boredom, which I find hilarious. But what's even more amusing is that his design was approved immediately by the art director. And the same thing happened to Uku as well in a meeting when its design was just randomly sketched up. I remember reading the Iwata Asks interview about this design, or the designs, when they were being interviewed for the original version of this game on the Wii. And he didn't want any of it. I don't remember what his response was exactly, but I remember it being pretty hilarious. You should look out for that interview on Nintendo's website if you're so curious to look that up. Or if you have the Art and Artifacts book, a little excerpt is in that specific book too, on page 420 to 421 to be precise. And I think we're gonna save getting this soul back next time, because we saw how hectic it was to get the first one out of here. So I think I'm gonna save myself the stress of getting the soul out of this corridor as we continue to proceed in the Palace of Twilight to hopefully right all the wrongs that have been made in the Twilight Realm. Until we meet again, farewell for now.